Imagine a country digging tunnels through the Himalayas, building cities from scratch, and laying down rail lines faster than you can finish your coffee. Sounds like science fiction, right? Not in China. While the rest of the world debates budgets and politics, China is already shaping the future with mega projects so ambitious they make the rest of us look like we're stuck in slow motion. This isn't just about infrastructure, it's about a nation thinking 100 years ahead while America struggles to fix a bridge. An almost impossible innovation. Let's talk about one of the boldest engineering feats on the planet, the Sichuan-Air-Tibet Railway, a mega project that's not just jaw-dropping in scale, but practically science fiction in execution. This railway isn't your average commuter line. It's a high-speed connection stretching over 1,800 kilometers, slicing through some of the harshest, most unforgiving terrain on Earth, the Himalayas. We're talking about engineers boring tunnels through mountains at altitudes where oxygen is scarce, laying tracks across frozen ground, and constructing massive bridges that float above deep, treacherous valleys. The goal? To link Sichuan province with Lhasa, the capital of Tibet, a region that, until now, has been almost impossible to access easily by land. China is investing more than $40 billion into this project. But this isn't just about building a railway, it's a demonstration of national will, technological prowess, and long-term strategy. Once it's complete, the travel time from Chengdu to Lhasa will drop from a grueling 48 hours to just 13. That's not just an upgrade, that's a revolution in accessibility. This kind of project doesn't just move people, it moves economies, cultures, and geopolitical lines. And the engineering? Absolutely next level. Over 70% of the railway is either tunnel or bridge. The Huai'an to Ningqi section alone includes 47 tunnels and 121 bridges, with one of the tunnels stretching more than 30 miles, all built through earthquake-prone zones and extreme altitudes. It's a logistical nightmare made reality through sheer planning, innovation, and guts. But here's the real kicker: this isn't just about transportation. It's about control, connection, and future-proofing. By threading this rail line through the Himalayas, China is tightening its grip on Tibet, integrating remote regions into the national economy, boosting tourism, and unlocking new avenues for trade and development. It's a masterstroke of infrastructure and geopolitics wrapped into one. This isn't just a railway. It's China's way of saying, we're not adapting to the future, we're defining it. This isn't just brute force construction, it's a fusion of cutting-edge technology, advanced engineering, and futuristic problem-solving. From AI-powered tunneling to climate-resistant materials, China is rewriting the rulebook on what's possible in modern infrastructure. Let's take a closer look at the tech and innovation that's making the impossible look easy. The guts behind it. You don't build a railway through the Himalayas with shovels and concrete alone. What China is pulling off with the Sichuan-Air-Tibet Railway is nothing short of an engineering masterclass, powered by technology that feels like it was ripped from the future. We're talking about AI-assisted planning systems, next-gen tunneling machines, smart sensors, and even climate-adaptive infrastructure. Every part of this project is backed by data, precision, and innovation that most countries are still dreaming about. Let's start underground. Digging tunnels through tectonic fault lines at high altitudes is a nightmare scenario for any engineer, but China is using AI-powered tunnel boring machines, TBMs, that adapt in real time to changes in pressure, rock composition, and vibration. These aren't the slow, grind-it-out machines of the past. They're equipped with predictive software that can sense seismic activity and reroute or adjust before disaster strikes. It's smart construction at a scale rarely seen anywhere else in the world. Above ground, the story gets even crazier. Bridges stretching over vast valleys are built with materials engineered to resist extreme weather swings, from scorching summer sun to bone-chilling winters. The rail lines are embedded with IoT sensors that constantly monitor temperature shifts, stress points, and structural health, feeding data back to centralized control hubs. If something looks off, engineers know about it instantly, and can act before a problem becomes a crisis. And then there's the integration. China isn't just building rail for rail's sake. This project plugs into a massive national network that includes 5G infrastructure, smart logistics hubs, and synchronized energy grids. Freight, passengers, data, everything flows through this ecosystem like blood through a body. It's efficient, intelligent, and future-ready. In contrast, many Western nations, especially the US, are still wrestling with outdated infrastructure that's decades behind. Aging bridges, overburdened railways, and bureaucratic red tape keep even basic upgrades stuck in neutral. Meanwhile, China's building smart megastructures that adapt, react, and evolve, all while shaving years off project timelines. At the heart of it all is a simple truth. China isn't just investing in steel and concrete, it's investing in intelligence. And in doing so, it's laying the foundation for a future that looks nothing like the world we know today. China's long-term planning vs America's short-term politics. If technology is China's engine, then long-term vision is the fuel. And this might just be the biggest difference between China and the United States right now. Where China plays the long game, planning decades ahead, the US is stuck in a cycle of short-term thinking, political infighting, and reactive decision-making. It's like watching a chess grandmaster go up against someone who can't think past their next move. China's mega projects don't just appear overnight. They're the product of 5-year, 10-year, even 50-year national strategies, centralized, coordinated, and consistent. The Sichuan-Tibet Railway? It was in the planning books for over 20 years. The Belt and Road Initiative? That's a multi-decade plan to reshape global trade. These aren't random ideas thrown around for political points. They're deliberate, coordinated moves to position China exactly where it wants to be by mid-century, at the center of global infrastructure, commerce, and innovation. Now compare that to the United States. Infrastructure bills stall in Congress for years. High-speed rail gets talked about endlessly but rarely gets built. Even when something is approved, the process is bogged down by red tape, local opposition, changing administrations, and budget overruns. Remember California's high-speed rail? Approved in 2008, it's still under construction and massively over budget, a textbook example of America's fragmented and short-sighted approach. Part of the problem is that US politics operates on a 2 to 4 year election cycle, which creates a built-in resistance to long-term projects. Politicians want quick wins, not 20-year investments. As a result, America ends up constantly reacting to crises instead of proactively building for the future. Meanwhile, China's centralized government doesn't just plan big, it executes big, with the kind of top-down efficiency that leaves Western democracies scrambling to catch up. This isn't about which political system is better, it's about which system is faster, more focused, and more future-oriented when it comes to infrastructure. And right now, China is in a completely different league. While the US debates whether or not to fix potholes, China is laying high-speed rail lines through the Himalayas and building smart cities from scratch. It's not just ambition, it's alignment. China's government, industries, and state-owned enterprises are all rowing in the same direction. And that direction points straight toward a future that's already arriving, just not in the West. But here's the million-dollar question. Why is China going all in on projects this massive? Is it really just about trains and tunnels, or is there something much bigger at play?